with theastrologyaddiction.com, and thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year's Eve. Today I'm going to be doing a reading on TANA Mojo. Is that how you say her name? TANA Mojo. She's a YouTube star. She just won like the Streamies Award for Creator of the Year, I believe. I've been watching her for a while. YouTube is my main, my main place. I like YouTube. It's where I find my entertainment and where I like to create. So she is someone who I have been aware of course, because she is so famous in this realm. And I found her birth information. She was born in Las Vegas, Nevada on June 24th, 1998 at 3:10 a.m. And this was confirmed as an accurate birth time for her. And another reason why I wanted to do a reading on her is she just put out a video basically telling all and discussing her whole marriage to Jake Paul, who is another famous YouTuber. And if you're familiar with the whole story and the kind of scandal of it, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, Google their marriage or Google them if you are interested in hearing about it. But they basically got married, and mostly it was just for fame and for money, and for her it was real. So that's where this video that she posted, I think yesterday, kind of explaining how she's so hurt, and they have an open relationship. She kind of dived into some of her family problems. She's been having a lot of deaths throughout the last year in her family. She has had numerous heartbreaks and just kind of dealing with some mental illness type of problems right now, and drug addiction. So those were all of the topics that she covered for the most part. And I was just interested in seeing her chart just to get a feel for who she is and what she might be going through right now, because whenever there's something difficult going on like that, it's always helpful to look to astrology for some answers. So TANA is a Cancer sun and a Cancer moon. Her Mercury is also in Cancer. Her Gemini, or her Mars is in Gemini, and her Ascendant is in Taurus with Venus and Saturn. She also has her Chiron in Scorpio. She has her North Node in Virgo, her Juno in Virgo. Jupiter is in Pisces. So let's just get right into it. I like to start on the Ascendant in the first house. That's the most you place in the chart, really. That says a lot about your physical body, your energy, and challenges, that you might be going through. So first of all, she has Uranus transiting her first house in Taurus. So definitely is a time to reevaluate who you are, why you're here, and your purpose. And for her, she said that she is wanting to be more authentic to herself. So Uranus, when it comes to your ascendant like that, it's going to certainly demand that you're authentic and that you need to live in the truth, because Uranus really shows us, it brings things to light because it shakes things up, and it brings the uncomfortable things to the surface. So she's probably very physically kind of feeling like, I can't live this lie anymore. Her Saturn is there as well, so she's really being asked to adjust and to change on a really visceral level physically, and to be honest and true to who she is. So that is the first thing I see. She also, when you have your Venus on the Ascendant in Taurus, that is a really powerful placement. And because Venus rules Taurus, so Taurus rising people, they can be beautiful. They can have physical beauty, or that can be something that they use to get what they want in life in a way, especially with Venus on the Ascendant. Your first impressions a lot of times with people, people will generally like you. They'll feel like, you're pretty peaceful to be around, or there are some qualities about you that are just likable. And Taurus risings, they have maybe natural symmetry, or they have just something about them that's attractive. She also has a night chart, which means that her sun was under the horizon line, and she was born at night. So Saturn is her most difficult planet in her chart, and that is also in the first house. So definitely right now with that Uranus transit to her Saturn, her rising, her Venus, all those, that area, it's a very reawakening and kind of like a rebirth time of who she is as an individual. Coming to Saturn like that, Saturn is, again, the most difficult planet for her. And her most difficult, I think, mental experiences and even physical, you know, things that she has to go through will probably be when she has those hard Saturn transits. And Uranus on her Saturn right now can definitely attest to that being one of the main reasons why she might be feeling depressed, or why she might be feeling that kind of reawakening to be true to herself. Uranus makes you open your eyes and see the truth, and pushes you to grow in uncomfortable ways. So that's really what she's dealing with right now, and it's on probably the most difficult level of that you can get. Certainly it's in a very important place for her. So now her second house is with Mars. Now that is important because Mars and Gemini, they are free spirits. You know, they go and they don't need to be always in a monogamous type of a relationship. They want to have diversity. They don't want to be bored. And so she did mention that in the video also. She said, I can understand Jake because he wants to go out and be with other girls. He wants to have an open relationship. And I said it was okay because, you know, her physical energy and her physical body is like, yeah, it's fine. Like, we can have this new age relationship where you do what you want to do, I do what I want to do, and we still come back together and have a home base. But I think to him he wasn't understanding, you know, the more intimate connection that she needed, as well as, you know, that freedom, because she could be someone potentially who is in an open relationship or dates girls, or, you know, like she dated Bella Hadid, I think. And so Gemini Mars, they are more prone to that, but she also has so many planets in Cancer. Her Sun is in Cancer, her Moon is in Cancer, her Mercury's in Cancer. So she not only needs freedom, but she needs security. She needs to feel safe. She has a wall up that's, you know, this high, just protecting her from everything. And she probably bottles in a lot of her emotions. She certainly can be probably guarded emotionally and have overwhelming emotions. I would say that she understands her emotions pretty well, because when you have your Moon and your Sun conjunct as they are for her, your ego, you know, how you express yourself and what you're feeling is aligned. It's similar. So you definitely can have, you know, mental problems like anyone, but she has a real understanding of it. Once she gets to the point, she's like, I know what I'm feeling and this is what I'm feeling. And, you know, she still may want to hide that because she's a Cancer and they put up their hard shell of the crab. And so, you know, you're still sensitive and you're still wanting to protect yourself. And those can be the Cancers can be the meanest of the signs. They can be the most harsh because they're protecting their core, they're protecting their insides, because they don't want that to be penetrated. So they put up that hard wall and that shell. I mean, that's a standard Cancer behavior. So for her to explain that when she was with Jake, she didn't communicate very well, she was blocked off, she was felt like she wanted to be the cool girl, and that she just didn't express herself to him correctly so that he could understand, you know, what he maybe needed to do. Cancers are certainly known for holding things in until it gets to the point of okay, now it needs to be handled, because they're known to be sort of passive aggressive. They can wait and delay their communication or their responses because they're so guarded. So, you know, they want to kind of be adaptable and go with the flow and make people happy because they're just so sensitive. But then turning around later, I could see it being where you're passive aggressive and you're, you know, making a video for the world to see about your relationship, and you're not talking to your partner about that to try and make it work if it's mendable. If it's not mendable, then that's that. But Cancers build things up for a long period of time until they can't keep it caged in anymore, and they just have to, you know, get it all out there. So that seems like an expression for what she's been going through. And a big kind of ping for that to be happening is that the North Node right now is at 8 degrees of Cancer. So that is just crossed over her Moon. Her Moon is at 6 degrees of Cancer. So the North Node, when it comes to contact our personal planets like that, or any planets really, it just depends on what you can have sort of an influx of understanding and feeling and just new things coming into your life. So for her, I think it was just an emotional intensity that probably was overwhelming to her in the last few days, where she felt like she had to express her emotions and communicate the emotions. Her Mercury's in Cancer as well, so that's another communication. She felt like she had to release that built up energy and communication that she wanted. Her Juno is in Virgo. That is the asteroid of marriage. So that does show that she can be sort of in a way wanting to serve people, especially when it comes to marriage. Like, she can want to sacrifice everything, sacrifice herself and her career, you know, sacrifice anything for the union, for the marriage, for the partnership. And if it's, you know, worthy enough of that, then she will. And that's a great aspect if they're willing to do that. But at the same time, it's very destructive. So if you are, you know, just giving yourself up for someone or something because you feel like it's right at the moment, you know, and it can be self-destructive later if you're not careful. So that is Juno for her. Now she also has her Chiron in Scorpio. This is something where that is like a wound for her, and it's in her 7th house. So that's her relationships, marriage, partnerships. Some of her biggest pains and wounds in life will come from intimate relationships with people and partnerships, especially that have to do with a sexual nature or a marriage union. The 7th house is about contracts and things like that. So that is no surprise that that's an area that she's having some problems with right now. And also, you know, it talks to the pain of family lineage, if you will. Like, Chiron, I think, has a lot to do with your family patterns that come forward into your life from generationally back. So in Scorpio, there can be a lot of really hidden secret pain that's kind of bubbling up through the surface of your family. You know, your mom, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, all different people throughout your family line, and the karma that kind of they pass along to you. And it can usually have to do with addiction, it can have to do with abuse, it can have to do with lies and secrets, and like just things that are kind of hidden and shameful, if you will. You know, and it's something where you are meant to, you know, go through that and have that pain in some area. And then when you're older and you mature and you heal from that fully and you grow and you learn why that may be, not why, but just you've learned from it and you've healed mostly, you can actually turn around and help other people to heal from that type of similar wound. You know, like abuse victims and things like that, they often go, and once they're healed fully, as much as they can be, they can go back and work in like abuse shelters or work with women or children or be a light of hope for them. So I think that's, you know, something where if it is addiction or if it is some type of, you know, abuse or something like that she's had to deal with, I think that would be once she can get herself through that, it can be a very healing point in her life that she can help other people with, and, you know, in turn help herself. So that is my little reading on TANA, and I hope she feels better soon. You know, it was something where I just really wanted to put this out there, and maybe she'll see it someday and maybe it'll make her feel better or have a little more understanding. Astrology is always great for self-growth, self-improvement. When you're feeling down, you can always, you know, look to astrology for some answers. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to book a reading with me, I have a sale going on my website. The link is in the description box. And the sale is actually for the 2020 year ahead, looking at your forecast and kind of upcoming things to expect for the year.